Okie dokes. Wakey wakey, rise and shine. It's morning. I don't think those are going to be done. Just need a drink and then we'll be off. Off to Lambda-2. Alright. Lambda-2, here we come. Before we go, I just want to... I'm actually going to check how our skills going. Skills... No... That one. So our fists, we haven't used them at all. Blades, barely used it. Spears, barely used them. Crafting, barely used it. Fire starting, barely used it. Cooking, barely used it. Archery, we're at 11. Throwing, not used it. Fishing, harvesting. Basically, we have a lot to improve on. Which makes me think that we're nowhere near the end. Let's go. And first thing we find is a dead macaw. And... stone rings.
Mia, I found the Lambda location, and it looks nothing like our tent.
Then what is it?
Yeah, it looks like a place of worship. The Yabawaka imbibe ayahuasca.
Look, the map pointed to this place. Maybe if you find its owner, you'll learn how to get out of there. You just have to keep going.
I don't know if I can make it. It took me so long to get here.
You can
Couple of
make
days.
it. I'm here with you, aren't I? And I'll be with you every step of the way. Just stay strong for me.
I will. I promise.
So I did make note of where the tent was. The tent is at 28 West 34. So the tent's all the way over here. Lambda-2 is not the tent. So notepad, what do we have to say? Explore the burnt part of the map. Right. So the tent is 2834. I think that might be our way to go. Or we just follow the path. That works too. Oh look, the rocks again.
This rock again. Mia was right about the painting. There's only one way.
We gotta make another psychedelic drugs. Is that a cave? Bones. Leaf bed. Someone's been here. That's a cloth. That's not native. Okay, let's get a fire set up. Right, oh, still missing a stick. Yes, we do. Use with bird's nest.
Bitch!
Come on. There we go. And fire. What ingredients are you requiring? Same ones. And they're not going to be conveniently here, are they? Okay. Let's go on another trip. There's the kid again. That was not there before. What? Okay, we got butterflies again, and we are through the passageway. Okay, nothing really here. Second passageway. Yeah, I think we're going a wee bit heavy on the spirit guard, but okay. Right. I am high as fuck. Oh, okay. So I said, like, these aren't memories, but, that's a door. And these are corridors. It's a hospital? Higgin. Oh. This is my place? I am Higgins.
Is this?
Oh, it's my office. Thunkia, also known as hosta, is a herbaceous plant. Hey, we'll get to know the names! With heart-shaped green leaves with bright edges and small pendulous leaves. And very robust with mistakes. So, branch made of leaves will work great for an ant bite or bee sting, and it can soothe irritation or rash. Mushrooms with a name. Among the many treasures of the Amazonian, mushrooms deserve special recognition. The indigo blue Leptonia is one of the fungi easy to identify. Young fresh specimens have beautiful blue caps which become grey with age. Once smashed, the parenchyma secretes latex which is also blue. In the jungle it's not always easy to follow the basic rules of hygiene, and sometimes it's downright impossible. Eggs of parasites can be found on unwashed fruits and hands, even in the water. Okay, so it's anti-parasitic. The shaman can also put the participants of the ritual into a trance which allows them to contact the spirits of their ancestors and magical beings who offer advice and serve as spiritual guides. Sometimes the brew also gives the ability to see the future or tap into the collective memory of an entire tribe or even humanity. Some gain memories of their past selves this way. Vomiting and diarrhea are both important elements of the ceremony, induced by digesting the brew. They are supposed to cleanse the body of negative energy and emotions and quite literally expel them from the system. This may seem unpleasant, but both vomiting and diarrhea have an important medicinal effect on the people living in tropical jungles as they help clean the body of many dangerous parasites. Harmine and harmaline are practically lethal to these organisms. Although the Ayazaka is mainly seen as a religious ritual, it's worth to consider its medicinal use. Only recently has Western medicine started to appreciate the Ayasa. The first conducted studies showed that it could significantly help patients suffering from treatment-resistant depression, anxiety and trauma. The effect of the brew on memory is truly fascinating. Patients suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, often experience amnesia as they push the traumatic memories into their subconsciousness and aren't able to recall them. Those given the ayahuasca are not only reported regaining the lost memories, but also stopped experiencing fear and got rid of panic attacks. This is probably due to the fact that ayahuasca activates the areas in the brain responsible for memory and emotional reactions. It enhances the neuroplasticity of the brain and processes the neurogenesis and triggers dopaminergic neurotransmissions. These processes in turn lead to the recovery of memories and memory consolidation. In the case of trauma, they additionally reprogram the emotional reaction and alleviate fear. The memory itself is intact, but the negative emotions associated with it are removed. If it is true that the members of the Yabohaka who take ayahuasca exhibit good spirits, calmness and stability, and are better at social interactions, they also have excellent memory and concentration. Interesting. Can I read these pages? No, really, it's like for you. Is that the Chapter 3, Rituals. Religious rituals and healing ceremonies of the Yabawaka tribe can't go without the hallucinogenic brew. Right, that's the burnt page. We've already read it. Oh, I have a dog. That's the gift. For the chapter on natural medicine, fungus found in the caves in the jungle one can find. Oh yeah. The fungus used by the natives in their rituals can be found in darkened corridors of caves and has the following properties. A little studied species of fungus, it likes the cold, dark climate of caves, doesn't grow outside of the Amazonia. Its effect... Should I write about this? To do, distribution, characteristics, how natives consume it, effect on people. Talk about it more with Mia. The flora found in caves varies depending on the access to light. Most species are found next to cracks and crevices, with an obstructed reach to sunlight. Deeper in the caves the light becomes dispersed and ferns and mosses are able to make use of it, and in the deepest, darkest corner of caves only fungi and bacteria can live. They feed on organic remains such as bat feces, dead insects and plant remains. What about this introduction? A completely new species? Does it have a name? To do research comparison. Got USB. Right, what do we make? Probably the gift. Oh, there's the door again. Is this after? Is this after we've returned home? I don't know, but we've got another door. Is this... These are boxes. These are my book. So that was my book in that burnt bag. I guess we're not going back that way.
The book was quite good, but people aren't interested in lost tribes, deforestation, or global warming. We don't think about such things until it's too late.
Yeah, so these are my books. A Journey to the Heart of the Jungle. In his latest book, Dr. Jake Higgins takes the readers on a fascinating journey into the tropical forests of South America. Far away from technological progress, modern medicine, and the comforts of civilization, he found the lost tribes of the Yabawaka. Although this primitive people lives exactly the way their ancestors did hundreds of years ago, its members are in great health and shape, and can boast high immunity to all kinds of sickness. Is that why they've been experimenting on them? Discover amazing indigenous cultures. Cut off from the world, the Yabawaka have created their own unique culture in which harsh conditions of life in the jungle interweave with deep spirituality. Learn about their unusual customs and social structure, read about the local delicacies, and marvel at the legends passed down over many generations. Discover the secrets whispered to the Indians by their dead relatives during rituals that are not practiced anywhere else in the world. A lesson in survival. Can a modern man leave behind the comforts of civilization and start living in harmony with nature? Learn how to survive in extreme conditions, what to eat, what to avoid, and how to treat a snake bite and prevent diseases. Find your primitive instincts and follow the trail of the Yabawaka. Who knows where this journey might take you? Apparently on a really psychedelic drug trip. Okay, so on the 10th of April 2017... We need to pay off our loan in 30 days. If the outstanding amount is not paid within the prescribed period, interest will be charged and a case will be brought to court for which you will be charged with the costs of court proceedings. So we took out a very big loan for doing this book. Dear Dr. Higgins, since I didn't receive any response from you to my previous letter, I have allowed myself to write to you again. As mentioned in the previous letter, Amalu Corp is interested in several hypotheses proposed in your book. Namely, you suggest that the natives have access to exceptionally efficient medical substances, but unfortunately you do not share any details. Should you provide us with specifics, Amalu Corp is willing to invest a substantial amount of money to study these substances. I understand that you might be hesitant about this collaboration, but please consider how many people your discovery could help. We will be able, with your help, to save patients who currently have no chance of survival. You're in a difficult situation yourself, therefore you should understand the worth of at least trying to find a new solution. We can help each other and save many lives. On behalf of Amalu Corp, I would like to propose a meeting, preferably at the head of office of our company. Should you agree to consult with us on this matter, the company shall cover all your travel expenses. I believe we could all benefit from this collaboration. CEO, Aluma Corp, Professor K. Kroatek, PhD.
They only care about themselves until tragedy strikes.
There's that again.
People just don't care. It wasn't any different this time. No one took an interest in them. Unless there was some money to be made.
Yeah, and considering we've got a heavy debt. Jesus, that's... What happened to Mia? Why was Mia in the hospital? Dr. Higgins, I have read your book and I am mortified to say that no self-respecting scientist would ever write something like this. There are few communities left in the world that developed far away from the so-called benefits of technology, living in harmony with nature and following old traditions. They have every right to go their own way. Because of you, the Yaboaka have lost this opportunity. Now they will be bombarded with attention from scientists, journalists or corporations aiming for financial gain. Their culture will become contaminated and we cannot even estimate the level to which their natural path of development and way of life will be disrupted. I find it obvious that you two have no respect whatsoever for their exceptional culture and you are simply taking advantage of the Yaboaka to win fame and fortune. What is worse, you are encouraging others to do the same. The tribe is slowly becoming something between a natural curiosity and the latest fad of pop medicine. This is disgusting and you should be ashamed of what you have done to these people. Subsequent expeditions and disturbances will bring more harm than good to the tribe. I am warning you. Leave the Yaboaka tribe alone or you may face grave consequences. I offer no regards, Agnes Dabrowski X. This is clearly before we left for the expedition. And nothing really good came of it. So on to the next one, I'm not sure if I want to. I'm guessing
you think I'm selfish,
we're learning about
just
Mia?
like everyone else, don't you?
There she is.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should have just given up.
What's wrong with Mia?
What happened? Why are you here?
Has this not
I
happened yet?
know what drove us, but it doesn't justify anything. If not for me, you wouldn't have to go back to the jungle.
Why? A mediocre book only for enthusiasts. Here's one of the greatest challenges of medicine: how to ensure that aging societies remain in good health. Our lives are getting longer, but the older we get, the more vulnerable we become to various ailments and sickness. In his book, The Spirits of Amazonia, Jake Higgins attempts to entice the readers with a story about natives who allegedly never get sick. However, those who had bought the book hoping for a recipe for a magical remedy are in for bitter disappointment. Until recently, the Yaboaka tribe lived in complete isolation. Jake Higgins was the first to find them and supposedly learn their secrets. If that is the case, he isn't sharing them in his book. Instead, Higgins is skirting around the subject every several pages, assuring us with great vigour of the unusual immunity of the Yabawaka, but failing to provide any detail. He entices us with description of herbs and fungi that eventually turn out not to have any unusual properties, or he presents the ritual medicine procedures that to a reader with access to modern medicine seem to be bringing more harm than good. It's hard to say whether the author wasn't able to put his thoughts on paper in an efficient manner or failed to encourage the natives to reveal the truth, or if this whole eternal health hype was more of the cheap marketing trick. We already know what's not in the book, so what is? Mostly descriptions of everyday life of the natives inhabiting the jungle who have no electricity or internet access and use primitive tools. While clearly interesting, their customs, culture and religion are not as shockingly different from the ways of other similar tribes as to justify calling Higgins' expedition revelatory. One might feel compelled to ask whether it was worth to disrupt the peace of this people only to write a book with so little to offer. The book can therefore only be recommended to only those passionate about the cultures of South American indigenous peoples and enthusiasts of long-lost civilizations. Without a doubt, the customs of natives cut off from modern technology can be fascinating to enthusiasts. The rest of the readers are in for a disappointment. So what did we do? We have to go back. Patient card. Mia, what's wrong with you? Oh, cancer. Is that where we went back? The malignant tumour of the left lung, metastatic change in the right lung, metastatic changes in the lymph nodes located near the tracheal bifurcation, underlying diseases and complications, persistent cough and hematyphus. I don't know what half of these. Lesions in your aorta, I think that's like cuts. Hypertension, hypothyroidism, degenerate changes in the spine, pain in left shoulder. Treatment, conducted medical treatment procedures. CT scan of the chest showed polycystic tumorous inflation in segments 7, 9 and 10 of the left lung with dimensions 60 by 65 by 48 mm and a lump with the diameter of 8 mm in segments 6 and 7 of the right lung. Paratracheal lymph nodes enlarged to 44 mm, trachea and main bronchi normal. Cancer diagnosis based on examination of material collected during lung tumour biopsy. Conducted surgical treatment and procedures, injection or infusion of anti-cancer chemotherapeutic agent as part of palliative chemotherapy. Recommendations regarding further treatment, further palliative treatment required. Holy shit, she's got a lot wrong with her. Is that where we went back? Because they'd have something.
Mia, I didn't know.
And you didn't tell me. Mia didn't tell us. Hey, Mia. Mia?
I drank another dose of ayahuasca and... But why didn't you tell me you were sick?
Jake.
Is that why we were here? Yabawaka have a remedy and we were going to get it for you?
If only it was that simple. I would have told you already.
Then
So
why
what is
don't
it?
you just do it?
I'm afraid you won't get back to me, and all I want is for you to be safe.
Oh, don't worry, I've died several times already.
Whatever it is, Mia, please tell me.
Come on, Mia.
Please, Jake. Just keep going. If you can't make it, neither can I. Let's just not bring this up again until you're safe, okay?
Is she
I
like...
don't understand any of it, but I know I have to find you.
Let's just focus on that, please.
I think she might already be dying. Like, she's not got long left. That's a long form. Yeah, I don't think... I don't think she's got long left. She's probably like bedridden or something and she can't make it. I don't think we'll have enough spirit trip if we go down there. Oh, speaking of, we identified the plants. Did we get the names for them? Yeah, they got names now. Plantain lily! Few words about this particular plant, some useful information. Thanks.